Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Residents trapped in their apartments with a broken elevator. The Local 4 defenders demand answers.
We've got reports from the fire department.
Report.
And just wait until you see what happened after they got the city involved.
Breaking right now, 2 children shot inside a home in Dearborn.
It's appalling. It's negligence. It's gross negligence.
Now there are new questions about what was going on inside that home and who knew about it.
And police say it was a toddler who pulled the trigger at an in-home daycare, and right now doctors are caring for those 2 victims.
Here's what we know at this hour. First call came in this morning to 911 from a woman at this home on Harding Street, reporting 2 children had been shot. On arrival minutes later, police found a horrific scene.
Both children were rushed to the hospital, one arriving downtown at Children's at 10:54. The other was taken to Beaumont Oakwood and was later taken to Children's as well. Both are critically injured.
Jason Colthorpe is at Children's Hospital. We'll get to him in just a moment. Let's start, though, with Rod Maloney live at the scene. Rod.
Yes, Devin, 3630 Harding is the address that Tim and Samantha Eubanks live in, and police say that it is here where the daycare was working, and they also say that Samantha has spent the day talking to the Dearborn Police Department. Kids and guns so regularly prove a dangerous and often deadly mix. Family members tell Local 4 News that Tim Eubanks is a hunter. Still, when Dearborn police left the Eubanks home this afternoon, they loaded what appear to be hunting rifle cases, seized evidence from the scene where a toddler shot and wounded 2 other children in the daycare. Chief Ron Haddad gave us the preliminary report.
There was, in fact, 2 young children shot, one believed to be 2 years old, one believed to be 4 years old. Both are in critical condition.
Haddad now says the infant somehow was able to pull the trigger on a handgun. The mad scramble to get the injured children to the hospital included police-escorted ambulances. At the scene, the remaining children, whose parents knew nothing of the shooting at the time, were brought to the Dearborn police station for pickup. Neighbor Carolyn Rittenberry was shaken.
It's terrible.
She and other neighbors say they complained about the unlicensed daycare to no avail.
I've seen them out in the backyard playing in their diapers, and there's 5 or 6 kids at a time out there, maybe more. And a lot of times it's just the other kid, her older children, watching them.
Neighbor Marilyn Starr had some very strong words.
Well, appalling. It's appalling. It's negligence. It's gross negligence. I mean, both of these children could die.
Now, as saddened and angered as the neighbors were here in this situation, there is another side to this story to be told, and that comes from the family. And so coming up on Local 4 News at 6, we're going to hear from family members to hear what they have to say about Tim and Samantha Eubanks. In the meantime, let's move over to downtown Detroit and Children's Hospital, where Jason Colthorpe is now live to talk about what transpired there in the transport of these children. Jason.
And Rod, as you said, you know, when this happens, kids and guns mixing, it can often end with deadly results. Maybe that's the sliver of good news here is these 2 children, these toddlers, both 3 years old, currently alive and thankfully will pull through, or hopefully will pull through. Their current conditions, critical but stable, is the word we're getting from doctors about this. And again, this was the scene when the first ambulance arrived here at Children's earlier today. And as you can see in this video, you see police cars giving chase. When this all happened in Dearborn, police were frantic to get these 2 children who were taken away in separate ambulances. They had 3-car escorts. Dearborn police were blocking off roads, everything to get the ambulances to the highways without obstruction, trying to make sure every second counted to get these kids to the hospital and get them treatment. We've been out here for most of the day since this happened. We haven't seen any sign of families, but given these are 2 toddlers, you can imagine parents are likely right by their side as they go through this traumatic experience. And of course, we're going to be following and monitoring their conditions. And if there is any change or update, we will bring it to you as soon as possible. Back to you.
Yeah, all right. We certainly will, Jason. In fact, our coverage will continue on clickondetroit.com, where you can find the complete timeline of everything that happened. We'll update the story just as soon as we learn more. Now to a story that is developing at this hour. A 14-month-old toddler mauled by a dog.
It happened this afternoon at a home on Muirland, right in the area of 7 Mile and Livernois on Detroit's west side. Sean Lay was the only reporter on scene as police and animal control responded. And Sean, this dog was new to the home, right?
And more heartbreaking news about a child, unfortunately, Kimberly. The home we're talking about, yes, this home right here on the corner. The couple inside just did, as you say, adopted that dog from a rescue when inside the kitchen about midday today, the worst absolutely happened. Only Local 4 cameras are there this afternoon on Muirland off West 7 Mile to show you this. Detroit animal control officers having no problems at all getting a lead on this family pet. A large 6-year-old dog. Police say its breed is called a Gordon Setter. That dog showing the officers no aggressive behavior as they led it away. But just moments earlier, police tell us that dog attacked a 14-month-old boy in the kitchen of the home. We're told by police that baby and his mother were in the kitchen when the dog walked in with one of the 14-month-old's toys in its mouth. And when that baby boy reached to grab the toy, the dog attacked. The boy suffering bites and lacerations to his face and to his head. Philip Mitchell lives right next door.
I heard barking, but I didn't hear any screaming.
The mother, we're told, was holding her little boy in the front yard of the home waiting for EMS to arrive. What's more, the family that lives here got that dog from a rescue organization just 10 days ago.
I was surprised that they did get a dog, and I thought, well, it's good for the child.
Only this time, a dog this family was just getting to know attacking their little boy. Back here live, just got an update. Detroit police telling me that boy remains in serious condition right now. The bites were to the face, side, back of the head area, so plenty of suture work happening all afternoon for that boy. Of course, we are hoping that he is going to be okay, not too badly scarred and pulled through. People here, Kimberly, in the University District stopping by our cameras all afternoon long. They know the little boy. They weren't really aware that the family had recently adopted this dog. They are also concerned for the mom, dad, and that little boy. Back to you.
And understandably, and it sounds like they just didn't know a lot about the dog, having it only 10 days. So as far as the dog, Sean, where is the dog right now?
We've been checking on that as well. If you look over my shoulder, way over toward the front door, animal control here, they took the dog away and then put that piece of paper, a notice up there for the mom and dad when they get home saying, contact us right away. What's happening is the dog is being checked out in every which way to see what kind of, make sure it has shots, make sure it doesn't have any health issues, things of that nature. It's still undetermined what's going to happen with that dog, but one investigator told me that the family likely will not have that dog back here with the child if that dog were to be cleared after it gets checked out.
Yeah. All right. Keep us posted, Sean. Thanks.
All right, let's turn our attention to the weather and a trend that I think we can all get behind. Temperatures slowly coming down, feeling a bit more seasonal today.
Let's bring in Ben. After days of stifling heat, we're finally getting some relief, I guess you could say.
Finally, yeah. We can shut down those ACs and just breathe a little bit easier. I'll tell you, humidity went down too. That's also a big help. But you can see we're at 75, very comfortable right now. We've pushed off the really sweltering temperatures to the East Coast, let them deal with it for a while. And you can see that cold air that's been sweeping in through the Great Lakes. Pretty dramatic change between this time yesterday and where we're at now. 15 to 25 degrees colder across most of the Great Lakes, and that stretches all the way down into the Mississippi Valley as well. So this is a big drop. We'll continue to see those temperatures drop as we go forward into your forecast, but we've got a pretty nice night ahead of us. Temperatures falling into the 60s, and it's going to be a cool one tonight, especially when you consider that the humidity is going down as well. So we'll look at lows, what we're going to wake up to, because that's going to be a switch, and where we're headed for the weekend. We've still got some ways to fall, so we'll look at those numbers coming up in a few minutes. Guys?
Hey, Ben. The man accused of shooting at 2 Detroit police officers faces a judge.
Today, 22-year-old Mac Shekels III was arraigned in connection with that crime. Shots were fired Friday in the area of Puritan near the Lodge following a traffic stop. The driver, police say, blew through a yield sign, and when they tried to stop him, he got out, fired at them, and then ran off, though no officers were hit. Just a short time from now, Vice President Mike Pence will be touching down in Metro Detroit. First stop will be in Bloomfield Hills for a Michigan GOP dinner. Tomorrow morning, he will join Governor Snyder and other business leaders to discuss tax reform. Vice President will end his visit with an address at American Axle Manufacturing in Auburn Hills.
Much more ahead here at 5. Here's Nick.
It can always be emotional in court when the victims are testifying about what has happened to them and their family. Today, it was even more so.
He's a savage beast. Who would shoot a person in the back of the head?
What happened in court that allowed this man who pled guilty to killing another to get a sentence the family is not happy with.
All right, Nick, also a driver caught in the middle of a violent flash flood. New tonight, the unique way rescuers were able to get to her before it was too late. Karen?
Residents were too afraid to speak up about their elevator breaking, leaving them stranded and trapped at times. So I showed up to get some answers.
I don't give a what they say.
Well, it's 90 degrees out, sir, and we got senior citizens.
They working on it.
When's it going to be done? You always say it's working on it.
You've got to see what happens next.
NBC. New at 6.
She didn't write it, but she shared it. And now people are calling for the colonel, the head of the MSP, to resign for what she had to say about the NFL players' anthem protest.
It's homecoming week at Roosevelt High School in Wyandotte, but teachers, students, and their parents now dealing with a disturbing distraction.
I was shocked.
It's all about a situation of a teacher and a student and their text message exchanges.
They had no way out. Residents forced to live with a broken elevator in this apartment complex. That is, until the defenders stepped in.
I don't give a what they say.
Well, it's 90 degrees out, sir, and we got senior citizens here.
Yeah, it's been over the past 2 weeks that we've seen temperatures in the 90s.
That we have. So just imagine what the seniors in that apartment complex have been forced to live with. Defender Karen Drew got to work on this story. She joins us live now with an incredible confrontation with this guy, Karen.
And the city is reacting tonight to what we found out. In the past couple of weeks, the fire department has been called out to rescue people who were actually trapped in the elevator. Residents are really frustrated, but they're also scared to speak up. So I decided to show up to see what was going on.
His shirt may read "World's Greatest Dad."
I told you I wasn't gonna let you in.
But you can bet residents don't think he's the world's greatest apartment manager.
Because I don't care what these people talk about.
Well, everyone says the elevator's breaking down.
I don't give a what they say.
Well, it's 90 degrees out, sir, and we got senior citizens here.
This is the building having all the elevator issues, 8711 on 2nd Avenue. Many who live here are on Section 8 housing. The defenders have been to the building about a year ago when residents were complaining about the nonstop issues with their elevators.
Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it don't work, and I have to go up the steps.
We exposed the countless violations. As a result, the city showed up and handed out some $6 grand in tickets.
We're going to make this our priority.
So why are we back?
If they don't like it, they have to move.
More calls to 911. People getting trapped in the elevator.
I will tell you, I talked to numerous residents who live inside this building. They say the elevator problem has been an issue for some time, but they're too afraid to complain. They think they'll be kicked out and then have nowhere to live.
We've got reports from the fire
department. About them reports. About what them people say.
So when is this going to get fixed?
They working on it.
When's it going to be done? You always say it's working on it.
I can't tell. I'm not an elevator man.
Time to talk to the city.
We've already issued misdemeanor tickets for him, and we're going to go after him two-pronged. We're going to issue at least $4,500 worth of blight tickets, and we're going to reach out to him via the law department. We are going to begin proceedings to sue him.
Oh, and that's not all. Because of the city's inspections after our first report and the issuing of a misdemeanor ticket being served, well, there was an arraignment scheduled held for the landlord, Joe Herzig. And guess what? He didn't show up. So now there is a bench warrant for his arrest. The city is really taking this seriously.
And it's actually costing taxpayers money as well.
You know, obviously we care about the residents who live there, but for all of us, if you think about it, every time a 911 call is made, the fire department is going to rescue them. So all of the money that they could be responding to real emergencies, but a private landlord isn't making the repairs.
You got to feel for those people too.
Yes, we will stay on top of it.
I know you will. Right. Thanks, Karen.
All right, let's bring Ben back in. again, and as promised, a little relief came in from that weather that we were just talking about, making things so miserable there for the residents.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. It feels more like fall, you know.
Seems like it's a long time coming.
Yeah.
We're finally here, and we've still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
So if you get the windows open right now, make sure you close those things before you go to bed, because
it'll get your attention.
Yeah, we got up to 81 this afternoon. We're in the 70s in most locations right now. In fact, anywhere between 71 in Lapeer, which is our coolest number, down to 79 in Monroe. And this is all with lower humidity. That's one of the big benefits and bonuses out of this. Is it is just very comfortable out there. A little bit of a breeze stirring things up, but the one thing that most of us didn't get was a significant amount of rain. There was a little stripe of moisture that sort of followed the front as it moved through this morning. All of this pretty much was north of Detroit. There were a couple little sprinkles in our west zone. One place that did miss out on the rain completely was Metro Airport. So it's still officially, we're at 9/10 of an inch for the month of September, and clock's ticking. We're almost getting to October. These are the rainfall totals we got. The biggest one we could find was 9/100ths of an inch, and that was out in Howell. But this was just a spit in the bucket. We're looking for more. Hopefully we will get some Friday, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the skies did turn beautiful after that front ran through this morning. Got some sunshine out, the winds whipping around the flags. Annie sent this to us from Auburn Hills. Just looked and felt like a fantastic day out there. And we still have some cooler air to usher in. In fact, these highs are not really where we're going to settle. We're looking for 60-degree numbers for most of the first part of our forecast. So we will be cool going forward, and especially these mornings, going to be down into the 40s in most locations. That low that comes through on Friday giving us just a slight chance of seeing a shower late Thursday night, and then again as we get into Friday. But again, a lot of us are going to get through the entire thing with nothing. High pressure sits over us, and it's going to be a while before we see another significant chance of rain. So tonight we'll call it 50. And that's going to be our official low. But look at some of these numbers in our 4-zone forecast about how low these temperatures are going to get by tomorrow morning. Starting in our metro zone, right around 50 degrees, but there will be some upper 40s here closer to M59. So West Bloomfield, Troy, on out towards the lakes, you'll be seeing those numbers. Inland areas are going to be seeing some of the coolest temperatures. 44 in Onstead, 45 in Adrian, and that'll range to the upper 40s closer to Lake Erie. And some of our chillier numbers out here in the west zone too, mid 40s is what we're going to wake up to. This is going to be with mostly clear skies too as we start tomorrow morning. So early sunshine to start and also to finish. And chilly morning in our north zone, 44 in Sandusky, 45 in Oxford, Macomb, Rochester Hills. You're going to be at 47 waking up tomorrow morning. And as we get towards the weekend, those numbers are going to drop even further. So we'll see 47 in the city. We're going to get awfully close to that 40-degree mark in some of our outlying areas for starts on Saturday and Sunday. Daytime highs 60 at the start of the weekend. And then we start ramping up again. In fact, by the time we get towards the middle of next week, those temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Keep in mind, that's the first week in October, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Hello.
So our average highs are only in the upper 60s for this time of year.
All right, Ben.
Crazy. All right. Well, it's the great chocolate milk debate. Ahead in good health, why it may not be a good idea to take flavored milk out of school lunchrooms.
But first, a top name in college basketball caught up in the pay-to-play scandal that has rocked the sport. We will have that next.
The pay-to-play scandal that's rocked college basketball has claimed another coach.
University of Louisville has placed head coach Rick Pitino and athletic director Tom Jurich on administrative leave. Pitino's attorney has told the Louisville Courier-Journal that he's effectively been fired. It all involves an alleged scheme that paid off star athletes and steered them towards specific schools and sponsors.
It's important for all of us to remember that the University of Louisville continues to be a place where vital education takes place, where we perform cutting-edge research, and where we participate in marvelous community engagement activities. While this may be a dark day for the University of Louisville, better days are ahead.
It is one of the elite programs of college basketball. The FBI says the investigation into this scandal is only just beginning.
A manhunt is underway after a woman is stabbed outside of Joe Louis Arena. The attack happened early this morning. The 25-year-old victim says she was attacked for no apparent reason. She's currently in critical condition. An elderly man was also hurt at the same time in the same area, though police aren't exactly sure what happened to him. Both the woman and the elderly man are homeless. Ford Motor Company is adding new benefits for growing families.
Part of an updated health plan, Ford is allowing mothers to take an extra 10 days off anytime in the first year of their child's birth or adoption, or they can add it to their already allowed 6 to 8 weeks of maternity leave. In addition, for the first time, Ford is going to offer 10 days of paid time off for fathers in any point during the first year of having a new child.
New at 5:30.
She's back. Hurricane Maria is regaining strength. You won't believe where this deadly storm could hit next.
Republicans on Capitol Hill have a new focus today, tax reform. They unveiled a new plan today, but what exactly is in that plan?
I'm Nick Monticelli. An emotional sentencing in court today. A man pleads guilty to killing another man, but gets a sentence the victim's family is not happy with.
Gather the
He's a savage beast. Who would shoot a person in the back of the head, turn him over, shoot him twice in the chest, shoot him in the arm?
A family outraged in court. They say the punishment in this case does not fit the crime. Nearly 1 year ago, 19-year-old Kylan Gwynn was shot and killed in a busy complex in Inkster.
Today, another man, Terrell Johnson, was sentenced for his murder after making a deal. But as Nick Monticelli reports tonight, there are many not even remotely happy with the deal.
Let me give you some background information. When a prosecutor is going to make a deal, an agreement with a defendant, they usually go to the victims and make sure they're okay with it. In this case, the victims were not okay with it.
This savage animal, the scumbag he is, deserved more than that.
It was clear immediately the family of Kylan Gwynn is not happy with how long their son's murderer will spend behind bars. Terrell Johnson cut a deal, pleading guilty to the murder, and now he'll spend the next 9 to 25 years in prison.
He is allowed to be up for parole for after 9 years. That's not justice to me. My brother deserves justice.
All of this happened in October of last year in Inkster. The shooting was in the afternoon in the 30,000 block of Carlisle. In court, it came out that Gwynn may have been hanging around the wrong people, and an argument began. Gwynn's father alleged in open court Johnson was trying to buy a gun.
And was trying to buy an AK-47 from his friend that set him up and took off with my son's car.
However, the defense argues Kylan had a gun himself, and Johnson shot in self-defense.
This individual, the victim, got out of the vehicle, attempted to rob my client.
Gwynn's family wholeheartedly disagrees, saying there is no way what happened was self-defense.
13 shots shot, hit 5 times in the back of his head, shot 2 times over his chest, and robbed.
He's a savage beast. Who would shoot a person in the back of the head?
It appears there was not enough evidence nor enough witnesses coming forward, so a deal was made. And it's that deal that has Gwynn's family outraged.
That is a slap on the face. That sentence is not worth. Robbers get more time than that.
At the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, there is still one other issue here, and that's restitution. The victims are asking for more than $12,000. There will be a hearing on that come next week. A shooting on the corner of Hoover and Griner Street has left a victim in critical condition.
Early this morning, the victim was in his car while shot several times in the arm, thigh, chest, and abdomen. Evidence technicians found at least 30 casings from an assault-style rifle at the scene. The female passenger in the victim's car was not injured, and there are still no leads on the shooter. High-speed police chase comes to an end after a car crashes into a funeral home.
Exactly. Warren police say the chase happened in the area of Van Dyke between 8 and 9 Mile roads. The suspects, a man and a woman, wanted for domestic violence, and they were fleeing police when they smashed into a funeral home. Police were able to arrest the man. However, that woman is still on the run.
Consumers Energy determines the cause of a natural gas odor. Novi started getting some calls regarding that suspect smell overnight. It quickly spread to the city of Northville, Northville Township, Plymouth Township, and the city of Plymouth. Consumers Energy says they are venting a high-pressure gas line in the area of Napier Road between 7 Mile and 8 Mile, which prompted that smell.
President Trump today unveiling his new plan for tax reform, something he says will cut middle-class taxes and bring back jobs. Blaine Alexander joins us from Washington with more on the plan and why the president might need some votes from Democrats to get it passed. Blaine?
Well, Devin, some GOP leaders say that this is the most important thing they can do. President Trump and his vice president today are on the road selling this plan. But some critics say that one big thing that's missing from the plan, how the country is going to pay for it. Today is tax day for Republicans. President Trump leaving Washington to sell his party's tax reform plan in Indianapolis.
These tax cuts are significant. There's never been tax cuts like what we're talking about.
The plan crafted by a handful of Republicans and the president, who says it is aimed at helping the middle class.
Under our framework, the vast majority of families will be able to file their taxes on a single sheet of paper.
But before fully changing gears, President Trump taking another look at health care. It fell flat yesterday. Republicans just didn't have the votes. Now the president says he will make it happen early next year, this time with help from both parties.
Long before the November election, we're going to have a vote, and we're going to be able to get that through.
Back on Capitol Hill and back to tax reform. For Republicans needing a win, it's all hands on deck.
For all of us, this is a now or never moment.
So what is in the GOP tax plan? Republicans say it would cut taxes for the middle class, simplify the tax code, and cut the corporate tax rate.
The winners are today's taxpayers because we're going to have a big tax cut where the bill is added to the debt, and the losers are our kids who are going to have to pay for that.
Meanwhile, Democrats say this is just a gift bag for the wealthy, warning Republicans if they try to do it alone, it will fail, just like health care. And Republicans say that they want to work with Democrats on this, but they do have a way to get it done on their own. But if they go that route, once again, they can only afford to lose 2 GOP votes in the Senate. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. Now, could another major White House staff shakeup be on the horizon? When asked by reporters about whether Health Secretary Tom Price's use of taxpayer-funded private jets could result in his firing, the president said, "We'll see."
Tensions continue to rise between President Trump and North Korea leader Kim Jong-un. The Trump administration has said that the U.S. is, quote, totally prepared for devastating military action against North Korea. Kim Jong-un views Trump's remarks as an American declaration of war. All this comes after North Korea has continued tests of long-range missiles and nuclear bombs. General Joseph Dunford said it's only a matter of time until North Korea has that capability.
Whether it's 3 months or 6 months or 18 months, it is soon. And we ought to conduct ourselves as though it is just a matter of time and a matter of a very short time before North Korea has that capability.
The Trump administration has worked on gathering intelligence about North Korea and increasing its missile defense system. A dramatic rescue in Oklahoma City after an SUV becomes trapped on a flooded spillway road.
The driver stuck inside the SUV with only a thin guardrail separating her from the spillway, dropping into Silver Lake. Emergency crews were able to tether the vehicle to a dinghy and then row out to the woman, as you see here. And there they retrieved her from her SUV. It's expected she's going to be okay.
Desperation deepening in Puerto Rico tonight as the island struggles to recover from Hurricane Maria.
Hard to describe the scale of this disaster. Lines for necessities like food, water, cash, gas, it all stretches for blocks. Right now, about 3.5 million Puerto Ricans remain without electricity, an estimated 1.5 million without access to clean drinking water. Countless residents cut off by collapsed infrastructure and the failure of communication systems on the island. President Trump is going to visit Puerto Rico next week, but he's facing criticism that his administration waited too long to focus on the recovery. He responded with this explanation.
It's out in the ocean. You can't just drive your trucks there from other states.
More humanitarian aid is on the way. The Navy, in fact, is sending its floating hospital ship to join the current rescue and relief missions. The island inhabited by more American citizens than 21 individual states on the U.S. mainland. It's easy to forget how big it is.
As Puerto Rico works to regain some sense of normalcy in Maria's wake, states on the East Coast are beginning to feel the storm's effects. You're looking at live pictures from the Outer Banks in North Carolina, where the storm's strength is strengthening at this hour. The tide on the shoreline is obviously worrisome. This comes after Maria regained its strength as a hurricane while churning through the Atlantic.
Ben Bailey tracking the storm again.
Yeah, Maria is heading northeast away from the U.S., but still could cause some problems, at least for some high surf and some rip currents in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Still is a hurricane, 75-mile-an-hour winds at the 5 o'clock advisory. It's a Category 1 storm, but it's setting its sights somewhere else. In fact, this thing is going to make a due-right turn and then eventually heading out to the Atlantic, and looks like it is heading right towards Ireland. Looks like Maria wants to kiss the Blarney Stone and get a Guinness on her way up to Dublin, but it is going to weaken. This is going to be a low-pressure center and eventually really just a regular old storm by the time it gets on shore there. But you can see the European model. That is Maria, that circle that you see outside of the U.S. And watch what happens as it gets up closer to Ireland. It sort of becomes an open wave. The water temperatures up there in the 60s and 70s, just not conducive to holding a tropical storm or even a hurricane together. So they're going to see some rain and probably some wind, but that is not going to be as bad of a hurricane as what we've seen in other parts of the country. Remember, though, September 10th was the peak of hurricane season, so we've still got a ways to go before we can close the book on tropical season 2017, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. Across Michigan this evening, stories from University Center and the state capitol in Lansing.
Let's start this roundup, though, in Bay City, which is where a man has pleaded guilty to a count of prostitution. 54-year-old Matthew Lagallo was offering free sexual favors on Craigslist. What he didn't know is that he caught the attention of an undercover police officer. That officer was tipped off to Lagallo, met him at a park. When Lagallo realized he was being set up, he then made a deal offering that same officer favors. Other officers quickly arrived. He was placed under arrest. Police say Lagallo visited the park 6 days a week to try to meet people for sex.
In University Center, a chemical exposure incident closes part of a building. It happened in a science building at Saginaw Valley State University. The school says that 4 students had a skin reaction to a substance in one of the chemical labs. The university reports there were a total of 9 students and a professor in the lab when the incident occurred. All were wearing standard safety gear. Both fire and university officials say the exposure was contained to just the lab. Moving to the state capitol, a long-standing rule is lifted.
Yes, the Michigan Liquor Control Commission has voted to lift the rule that prohibits liquor stores from operating within a half mile of each other. Approval from the 3-member panel allows the rulemaking process to move forward. However, Michigan legislators could intervene before the rule is officially revoked. We'll see. Delta Airlines trying to make the pain of flying a little bit easier to take.
Now, the airline is encouraging flyers to use their phones, but it isn't for making calls. Kim.
Well, it's the great chocolate milk debate ahead in Good Health. Why pulling flavored milk out of school lunchrooms may not really be a good idea.
All right, Kim, but first, talk about a traffic nightmare. A tense standoff shuts down 15 lanes of traffic right in the middle of the morning rush. We'll have that next.
These little guys right here, they're stink bugs, and right now they're working to get into homes all over Metro Detroit, and once inside, they could be a big problem. So now Help Me Hank showing you how to get rid of them once and for all tomorrow, starting at 5.
New at 6.
A local school district suspends a teacher over what she was caught doing with her phone, and it involved a student.
3 guys hanging out in an alley at night. What could go wrong? You'll find out why police in Ann Arbor want to talk to these 3 and ask a few questions.
A police chase leads to a tense standoff right in the middle of Interstate 80 in the California Bay Area. The chase ended when the SUV struck a concrete barrier and came to a stop. A standoff began with police vehicles lined up about 40 yards away and ended when the suspect stepped out of his SUV and then aimed a gun at the officers. He was immediately shot multiple times and went down. Still, no word on exactly what caused that chase. Let's talk good health. Most kids love chocolate milk, but it is being pulled off the menu at some schools.
I love chocolate milk. Nutrition experts say that is a mistake. Kimberly Gill here with a look at the debate over flavored milk, which has gone on for a long time.
Yeah, some people love it, some people hate it, Devin. I know you said you grew up on it. Parents and cafeteria workers know if kids don't like their school lunch, it's going in the trash. That's why nutrition experts say schools need to think twice before eliminating flavored milk and its many health benefits. Every day after school, 10-year-old Andrew Leach has a glass of milk. He doesn't mind it plain, but his little sister is not a fan.
I usually get a glass of white milk, but Catherine doesn't really like it as much. I like to do chocolate milk and strawberry milk, not white milk.
Catherine has plenty of company. In schools that removed flavored options, about 37% of students didn't drink milk at all, and more milk ended up in the trash.
What we would like to see is kids drinking the milk and not throwing it into the trash can. So by offering the flavors, by offering choice, kids are more likely to drink the milk they're served.
Skipping milk altogether can leave children deficient in calcium and vitamin D during critical bone-building years. Registered dietitian Karen Bakes says the added sugar in flavored milk is worth the nutritional trade-off and only contributes about 4% of added sugar to kids' overall diets.
That's very small if you compare that to the 46% that they might get if they choose a sugar-sweetened beverage such as soda or an energy drink or a fruit drink instead.
While some schools have eliminated flavored milk, others are actively promoting it, especially for athletes. Several studies suggest it's a great recovery beverage after intense workouts. And experts say nearly 1 in 5 American children ages 1 to 11 are deficient in vitamin D. Kids with darker skin and children that are obese are especially at risk for not getting enough vitamin D. So there you have it.
You weren't a fan.
I wasn't a fan, but I did have my vices. I was all on Mountain Dew as a kid. I had the worst nutrition ever.
You know what they need to do, though? They need to keep the milk colder at schools.
Is that what
don't
it
you
is?
remember when you were a kid, the milk wasn't like cold.
That was an
kind of
issue.
warm.
I never have been a fan.
When he was in school, there were no refrigerators. You know that. Come on.
Very
Stop
nice.
that.
Very nice.
Stop it. Come on, we had a doctor
Tell
here.
us about the one-room schoolhouse.
We got the
will you, there?
I knew it was coming. Oh, you know, sure. Let him out of the park.